Okay, looks like we're live. Yes, we've got the yellow button. We're live. We're live on air with 0 viewers. We're talking to ourselves at the moment, Sarah, but hopefully that won't last long.
Did you put the link on Twitter or is it on the blog?
It's on both. So, and someone's retweeted it just now. So it should be top of the tweets as well. Yeah. Oh, here we go. 9 viewers now. 14 viewers. Fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. Good. 16 now. Great. They're all beaming in. I'm really not sure about this counter business, how it works, because it seems a bit random to me. The other day when I looked at the recording after the session, even though it had said during the session that we had 35, but when I looked at the recording it said there were 100, and there's only 50 students. So anyway, okay, great. I think we should make a start. The counter's going up. Morning, everyone, or afternoon, everyone, I should say. As we keep reminding you, it's morning for us, and very early. And Sarah's got her monster cup of coffee. Do you want to show them your coffee?
Oh, yes. Here we go. Look, my coffee.
She's got a small cup of coffee. And I also noticed just now that Sarah's tweet of pictures of her boat has got 13 likes. So I think that puts it at the top tweet for Manage 2049 so far. So well done on that, Sarah. I'm glad you're liking the pictures of the boat. And there was one of Millie in there too somewhere, I think.
There was. She was lying in front of the fire.
If you look closely, you can pick up Millie. Anyway, so 25 now. Great. So what do we need to talk about today? Okay, we need to talk about the last stage of topic 1, which is you posting your comments and reflective posts by the end of today, which is not that far away for you guys. So it must be getting on for 4 p.m. over there now. Okay, so we need to talk about that. Sarah needs to talk to you and slap some of you about your blog admin and hooking up to the module blog. Although if you look at the module blog, which I think I'll do first of all, let's see, you'll see that a lot of stuff is coming through very nicely indeed. So where's it gone? I've got too many windows open here. Oh gosh, Sarah, I've got your pay claims here. This is a bit weird. I don't really want to share those. Well, that's interesting. Can't seem to find the right window. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Cancel that. So what we'll do first of all then is just want to talk to you about comments, because when we did the topic 1 with the UK students, the biggest problem people had with topic 1 was when they weren't linking their comments in to their reflective post. Because if you think about it, what we're asking you to do in the reflective post is think about what you've learned about the topic by reading and commenting on the work of your colleagues. So you should really be linking to the comments you've made in order to explain that in the reflective post. And that also makes it much easier for us when we're marking, because we can read your reflective post and then we can click on the link you provide us with and go directly to your comments. So we can see what you're talking about just with one click. It's really difficult for us if we've got to hunt for your comments, especially when there's more than 50 of you. So please make sure, if you've already done your post, you can edit it, that's not a problem. Please make sure that you include a link, a direct link to the comments that you've made on the work of your colleagues. All right, that's really important. If you don't do that, we'll probably leave your marking half done and with a note which says something like, please link to your comments. And then we'll have to come back and finish it later. So it's really helpful to us if you could do that. And it also obviously adds value to your post, because you can provide the evidence directly for what you're talking about. You could say something like, as I said in my comment to Joe Blogs, link, blah, 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 blah. So you're weaving in the story of what you did directly into your post. So that's really important thing to bear in mind. Sarah Did that make sense? Have you jotted any of that down or is there any?
Yes, yeah, I've put the I've said two things. I've pointed out the number of tweets I woke up to this morning. And I've said with the comments, link to the comments that you've left. I said, I might make the effort to hunt out the first one or two. After that, I'm bored. That's it. I'm not going to assess them. I'm just going to whip through it really quickly. But if you put the link in, then obviously you, Nick, will follow the link. We'll read the comments, and that will all be lovely.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Okay, right, I'm just looking at there's lots of hellos. Great, hello to all of you. Oh, we had some nice photos overnight as well. There was a nice group picture. Some of you having lunch, which was a nice smiley one. And what else did I see? There's some more views. Yeah, so keep your pictures coming in. We'd like to see some more. Always happy to see pictures. Right. Okay. Oh, Maureen's asked a question. Can we edit our post past 12 a.m.? No, you're not past the deadline, Maureen. You at any point before. Oh, sorry. As I said it, I saw Sarah's comment underneath. So yeah, before the deadline definitely, but not afterwards. Can you send us through some smileys or thumbs up just to be sure you're clear about what we've said on the issue of comments, because it is really important, and it's definitely good practice to get into right from the start rather than being sort of nagged into it over the course of the 5 topics. Yes, and smileys, fantastic. Okay, great. So you've all got that one. Right, Sarah, did you want to say something then about the admin and where you've got to with that?
Yeah, okay. So I spent, there's 50 of you that I did yesterday. So I went through and I linked up every single blog where I had a valid blog address and I could see that there was actually something on the blog to link to. For those that didn't have anything or there was nothing on the blog, I did tweet you, but there were quite a few of you in the end, so I stopped doing that. It was slowing me down, and I just went through and linked through everything I could. If your name isn't on the list of contributors, it's because I haven't been able to, I haven't got a valid blog address, so I haven't done it. If your name is on the list of contributors but your blog post isn't there, it's because there's no valid link. So maybe you haven't categorized your topic properly. But there are a handful where there are some issues, and I will be sorting those out today, and hopefully that will cover the rest of you where I had some problems and couldn't link. So I will get to that today. Once I've been through everything and I say on Twitter, that's it, I've done all I can, then it's almost certainly any future problems are over to you. So maybe you've not categorized properly. And the best advice I can give you is ask somebody whose blog posts are showing, show you what they've done. The other thing that's important to say is if you comment on somebody else's blog post and you can't see your comment, contact them, either email them or on Twitter, and tell them that the comments aren't showing, and they'll have to change their theme or the style of their blog. Right at the beginning, there are some themes where the comments simply don't show at all, and there's nothing there doesn't seem to be anything that you can tweak in the settings to make them visible. You just have to choose a different theme. And again, it's up to you to get in touch with that person and make sure that they change their theme or their style so that the comments are visible. And if you have got visible comments, if you're getting comments through and you're getting notifications to approve them before they display, you need to take that off so that comments are displayed straight away without your prior approval.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Sarah. That's really helpful. I noticed on Twitter actually that some of you have sent a tweet to the people you've commented on just to advise them that you've done that, and I think that's really good practice as well, because then they should know for sure that there's something there they need to check out. So there's some great use of Twitter going on. Right, I think I found the right page I wanted to share with you amongst all the zillions that I've got open on my laptop here. So you should hopefully be able to see the module blog on your screen now. Can you see it, Sarah?
Yes, I can. Yep, it's there.
Great, fantastic. Right, so this is the home page of the module blog. There's a nice picture there on the beach. That's a really nice one from Valerie. So you can see here that these are all the posts that have come in. Some of you have already done your reflective summary here. Great. So all of the posts are coming through into the module blog now, or most of the posts are coming through into the module blog. Hey, we've got a picture on Twitter, sunny day today from Ahmed with a view out the window. Fantastic. Okay. Right. Oh, there's a Twitter egg. I was going to say that the number of Twitter eggs seem to be disappearing. We're getting more photos being hooked up on Twitter, which is good. But I've just noticed another Twitter egg. There's a picture, a flowery picture from Maureen. Yeah, here we are, Jeff. Jeff was one of the people I mentioned just now. What he's done on Twitter is sent a message to the 2 people whose blogs he's commented on, just telling them that he's done so, which is a good thing to do. Anyway, so as you'll see, the blog is now starting to fill up. All of the sessions, remember, that we're doing in the mornings like today are saved on YouTube. So if you see here on the right-hand column, there's the YouTube widget, and the top one is yesterday's discussion. You can click straight through to that there. Then there's Wednesdays, and then the first one we did on Tuesday. And then we're gradually pushing down the list last year's Hangouts, so they will disappear altogether very soon. So don't forget you can access all of those if you need to on the YouTube channel. And then here, the contributors, so all of your names. So from here you can go and click directly through to the blogs, individual blogs of your colleagues.
Can I just say something about the names?
Yes.
So I know that I know from doing this last year, and right there, apologies straight away. Where I lived before I came to Southampton University, we almost never met anybody who came from any kind of different country or different culture. Since living here, I've been obviously met all sorts of people from all around the world. And last year was my first encounter with students from Singapore. And it took me a while to work out how you do your names. So I gather that you have a bit of a thing where you perhaps sometimes put your second name first. And what really confused me was that you also pick a European name, which is lovely. But it took me a while to work out how this operates. And obviously when you're putting your names on the Google form, I could see that some of you were a little bit confused as to which order of the names you wanted, first and last, or which order we wanted them in. So if any of your names on that list there aren't displaying the way you would like them to, if I've got them round the wrong way, if I've got things in that shouldn't be, if you would prefer just your European first name and your Singapore second name, just tweet me and I'll change it. It's quite easy to do, but I wouldn't like to think that anybody's looking at that and thinking, oh, they've got my name wrong. It's because I'm not clear about which order you want things in. So let me know and I'll put it right. It's not a problem.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. I'd echo that as well. It is quite confusing because I think sometimes you use all your names and sometimes just some of them. So that's really confusing for us. We're far too thick to cope with more than 2 names, aren't we, Sarah? So it's apologies from us for being ignorant, but yeah, if you could point us in the right direction if we've got your names wrong in any way, do let us know and we'll get that sorted. Okay, so right, so I was just showing you that the blog is filling up. So it will, you'll find, be easier to sort things by topic once we get further into the course, because on the home page it will just be always the latest posts. But if you wanted to see something in particular, like you wanted to look just at the topic 1 posts, or you wanted to look just at the important announcements, then you can click through to them from the right-hand column here. So in the important announcements section, I've put the reviews with the links to the next Hangout. So I'll do another one of those after this session that relates to today's topics. And any other announcements that we put in, start of topic 2, for example, will be in there. Oh, we've got another picture from Isaac. Late lunch and live stream. Very good. You got your lunch on your laptop. That's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Mind you, my laptop survived a cup of coffee the other week, so maybe they're tougher than they look. Okay, and it looks like, Sarah, you've got a query in there on Twitter about a missing post.
Yeah, I will go through them all, but as I said, after this with you, I've got to go up to the university and do an hour or so up there. So it's going to be a couple of hours before I get to them. So don't panic, but I will go through all the tweets. And if you've got a problem and you haven't tweeted it, put it in there and I'll deal with it as soon as I can.
Fantastic. Right, so let's see if we've got any questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, get rid of the blog for a minute. Right. Questions. Where have they gone? Let's see.
We haven't got any questions so far.
No, looks remarkably quiet on there. So has what we've said today made sense so far? Send us some thumbs up or smileys or any further questions, and we'll deal with them. So it's all looking very quiet. Right, was there anything else that I wanted to mention today? In terms of timings, I'm just seeing a question coming in. Brendan, is it possible to have posts by Lisa to be the first on each page? You can sort posts by author if you want to. Oh no, you can't. You need to be an admin to do that. Is that right, Sarah?
Yeah, I think that's right. So the answer to that is no. The last post that's added is the one that will show at the top, and so anything Lisa does will work its way down the list, as all your blog posts will work their way down the list.
But if there is something particularly important, I will put it in the important announcements section. So that's the place to really keep an eye on. And I'll also tweet the things I post as well. So I think that's the best way to keep in touch. Okay. How do I ensure that the comments are posted immediately instead of having to approve? That's in your settings, isn't it?
Yes.
Sarah, can you comment on that one?
Yes, you need to go into your settings and change the terms so that the comments don't need to be pre-approved. If you do that and they're still not showing, then that's a theme issue, as I talked about earlier, and you need to change the theme or style of your blog so that comments are automatically shown. And that's the only way to solve that particular problem. Okay,
Isaac's just asked about something which I'm glad he's asked, because this is something I meant to talk about, the grading document. You should all have your individual feedback forms. If you haven't, please let us know as soon as possible, and we'll make sure you've got one.
There is one person that hasn't received the link to their Google Doc, and I'll deal with that. That'll be the first thing I'll do.
Okay. As regards that form, when you've done all your posts for topic 1, have a look at the form with the grading criteria and think about how if you were marking your own work, how you would actually grade it according to those criteria. And then use a highlighter. We've asked you to use yellow, just so we know we can distinguish it. If you use yellow, we use green. That's just so it's clear which is your contribution and which we respond with. But just use a yellow highlighter and indicate where you think your work fits according to the criteria that are on the form. So, for example, if you take the line about comments, I think for the really sort of lowest grade you would get for a comment would be if you just said something really bland and boring, like, "Hey, that was a really good post." you know, if that's the only comment that you've made, that really isn't very helpful or adding any value. So hopefully none of you will fit into that category. But if that should be what you've done, then you would mark that particular box, that, you know, the bottom, the left-hand side column, for yourself for that particular category. But on the other hand, if we go to the other end of the scale, if you thought that you'd made some really insightful comments where you'd provided links to further resources and to support the points that you made, and that you could demonstrate that you were really adding some value both to yourself and to the person you were commenting on, then you would mark your yellow highlighter right over the other side in the A grade column. Now, you can split the columns if you wish, so you may think that there are some aspects that you have done better than others within the same category. So in that case, you can put your yellow in different boxes for different particular criteria. So just have a go, see what you think. Then when we come to mark your work, we'll have a look at what you've put in yellow and we'll see if we agree with it or not. And if we do, then we'll just leave it as it is. But if we think you've been either too generous or not generous enough, then we will mark what we think it should be using a green highlighter. And we'll make a comment to explain what we've done. So this is something new. We've only started doing this year. So we did it for the topic 1 for the UK students the other week. And it worked actually really well. We found that in many cases, we didn't have to change anything at all. And that you'd actually been really quite accurate in how you'd mark your work. In some cases, we found we had to make minor changes, but it was as often to bring the marks up as it was to take them down, if not more so, actually. Sometimes people were rather too hard on themselves, if anything. So give it a go and see what you think. We really think it will be helpful to you because it forces you to think very specifically about what the marking criteria are, and when it comes to your next post, you should really be taking into account quite specifically the things that you didn't do so well in the previous topic, and therefore you can boost your grades topic by topic as we go through the module. Does that make sense, Sarah? Is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I've put a couple of comments on YouTube and I've just said the grading form goes from left to right. So the more to the right you highlight, the higher the mark. Yeah. I mean, the best, it's really difficult to say. You've just got to have a read through that document and have a go. And then once we've had a chance to add our response, things might be a little clearer. But as the most important thing, as Lisa said, is that you don't have to highlight everything from the same column. You can your highlights could be all over the form. That's fine. You will do some things better than others. And this first one is a really good test to find out where you are. That's really what it's for. It's about assessing where you are right now. And then in the next one, where it counts, where it's formally marked, you can make sure that you improve the areas that need improving. Great, that's fantastic. Right, so if you could let us know in the comments if that made sense, or if you've got any further questions about that, that would be great. I'm just having a look at the other window, hopefully. Right. Isaac says thank you, good. Zin's got a thumbs up. Okay. Oh, Teresa's put, oh, that's helpful. Thanks, Teresa. Teresa's put in a note about how to change the settings for comments. Brilliant, thank you. Okay. Right, so any other questions on that? Please pop them in or put some thumbs up if you're happy. Adeline's got a smiley, fantastic. Right, okay. Is there anything else, Sarah, we need to cover this morning? No, the only thing I did say in my comments on YouTube is that I could tell from some of the blog posts that I was looking at as I syndicated them yesterday that the use of images from Google is going to be something that I'm going to be commenting on for quite a few people. And I think that may be the highlight of our Monday morning Google Hangout.
Right, okay. Yes, we did mention this the other day. What I'll do in the summary blog post is I'll put in a link to the post that we've got about crediting images, because it's really important to get into good practice with that as early as possible. Yeah, you really need to be clear about having permission to use an image, not just randomly grab things that you've Googled. So yes, okay, thanks, Sarah. I'm sure we'll be saying more about that. But do have a read of the summary post of the blog post about crediting images, because I think you'll find that really useful. And if you haven't credited your images properly, then you can nip in and add a link. Right, okay, so in terms of deadlines then, we're looking at obviously midnight tonight for your final topic 1 post. We'll get that marked over the weekend and back to you. And on Monday, you'll be starting topic 2. So I'll get that posted over the weekend as well, in case you want to get ahead of yourselves and you've got nothing better to do at the weekend and you'd like to get started. So topic 2 will run Monday and Tuesday. So that means by the end of Monday, you'll have done your first topic 2 post. And by the end of Tuesday, you'll have done your comments and reflection. So it should be clear by then that the cycle just repeats itself throughout the module. So Wednesday and Thursday will be topic 3, Friday and the following Monday will be topic 4, etc. Okay? Oh, there's some more questions coming through. Jeff says, if the photos are taken by yourself, do you need to write? Yeah, okay, sorry, I think you're ahead of me on this. You've already replied. Okay. For those that want to, oh, that's a good, thanks Adeline. Unsplash.net, free photos. Fantastic. Okay. What's this? Pexels? Ahmed? Oh, okay, right, it helps if I scroll down, yeah. All right, brilliant. So there's an increasing range of sources on the web where you can access copyright-free images. So if in any doubt, if there's an image you want to use but you're not sure if it's copyright-free or not, then just don't use it. You know, if you're not sure, don't do it.
That reminds me, one of you in your group is a photographer, because I syndicated his blog, the site where he's doing his blog post is his photography site. So if anybody can tell you about the dangers of digital copying, of people stealing your work if they like it, and why it's important to credit original sources, he's the man. I think he will, you know, I imagine that he puts his own pictures up there on the web, and perhaps regularly gets them lifted and stolen and used by other people with no credit to him. So he might be the best person to explain why it's really important to link your sources.
Aha, right. And he's owned up. It's not, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Nobasatu?
Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's the man.
Okay, so you're notorious now. You've owned up to that. So you're going to get everyone asking you about some copyright issues. So thank you. Fantastic. So it's all about learning from each other, remember? Right. Legend. Great. Okay. Right. Okay. So last chance then for questions this morning. We talked about making sure you link to your comments on your blog. We've talked about crediting images. We've talked about the admin side of getting your blogs hooked up. And hopefully you should be all set and ready to go with topic 2 by Monday morning, I think. Okay. Okay, and I'm not seeing any more questions. Anything else from you, Sarah?
No, I think we're done.
All right. Well, we'll say cheerio. If there's any more pictures you want to tweet through to us, please do. We'd be delighted to see what you get up to over the weekend, and we might send you some more as well. And failing that, we'll see you same time again on Monday. and we look forward to reading all your topic 1 work. So while you're having a good time over the weekend, remember what we'll be doing. Okay, so yeah, any of you who've not yet got your blogs coming through, you know, as Sarah said, she will be sorting all of those out for you today. She has got to go and teach just up the road at the university right now, haven't you, Sarah? Yep. But so don't expect an immediate reply, but that will all be sorted today. So hopefully everyone will be 100% up and running and ready to go with topic 2 on Monday. Okay, so we'll say cheerio for now then, and have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye then. Cheerio.